Hey, this is Lucinda Cross, Chief Activator and President and founder of Activate Worldwide and founder of ActivateYourLife.org, which is a nonprofit 501c3 that caters to women who are marginalized, who are often forgotten, right? Who are considered at risk. But here, let me just share with you real quick. It's all on you. It's all on you. I want you to realize that your next level it's all up to you. This has everything to do with you and not so much about who's promoting you, who's supporting you, who's encouraging you, who's holding you accountable. Without all of those things, do you believe that you truly can succeed? Can you push yourself? Understand that this is all on you. You don't need anyone to babysit you. You don't need anyone to babysit your business. You don't need anyone if you don't have, because I hear, Lucinda, I don't have the support. I don't have the team. I don't have the accountability. All right, without all of those things, do you believe that you standing there by yourself can be great? Do you understand that you are great already, but you standing there, do you truly believe in yourself? So when it comes to this thing called Next Level, the show, the platform, the open door, and the access, it is all on you and how you are showing up. I want you to take a look at what you have, what you don't have, where you're going, where you have been, and understand that this is all on you. With the accountability, without the accountability, with the support, without the support, with the mentor, without the mentor, with the coach, without the coach. This is all on you to show up and find out the information that you need. At some point in this journey, this purpose-driven journey, we cannot use the excuse that we didn't know better in order to do better. There's something called ask, and you have the power to ask. If it's not someone else, you have the power to ask God for the resources, the tools, and the information. But the majority of the time, it's all about you showing up. And I do think a lot of people lack the showing up part. The showing up part means, are you putting yourself out there? The showing up part means, are you promoting yourself? The showing up part is, are you setting yourself on stages? Have you created a platform? Have you built this business? Have you exposed all of the things that you have done, right? And so, real quick, when I started, and I'm nowhere where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, right? And it's all because I look at how I'm showing up, and I look at when I show up, am I giving my all in the show up part? And a lot of times that show up is about being a servant leader. It's about do you believe that you can ask without saying anything? But showing up and your presence, your approach, and your position is showing that you require some certain things, that you need certain things, right? And so here's the thing. A lot of us are not showing up strategic. There's something with being seen, and then there's something with showing up. There's a lot of people who go to events and networking and meetings where, you've had a meeting with someone, but you didn't really show up. You didn't really give your all in that meeting. We don't get to have this day again. You don't get to repeat certain things over again, right? And so when I'm asking you to show up, you really have to show up, not just be seen. There's some people who are seen and not heard. But when you show up, it is requiring you to bring your all to the meeting, requiring you to bring your all to the conference, requiring you to bring your all to the networking event, and understanding that if you don't do it, who else will? We cannot expect someone else to be accountable for our success. And that's what happens. So a lot of people are requiring and placing these obligations and placing these high expectations of others for our own success. You have to show up, not just be seen. You have to show up. It is all on you. No one can do it for you the way that you need to do it for yourself. And people will begin to open up doors for you when they see how you show up. Last week, I had a meeting with this woman that I look at. She is now serving as, she's a door opener for me. But the door, she didn't decide to start opening up doors for me until she seen that I was actively opening up doors myself. And so now I'm giving her something to work with. She said, Lucinda, I see that you did this, and this. Have you thought about doing that A, B, C, and D? And matter of fact, if you haven't, I have the key to open up doors to A, B, C, and D. But she watched me, but I showed up. And I showed up whether I knew she was watching or not. And then I developed a relationship with her. I developed such a strong relationship that I showed up in that relationship, although it was virtual, although we didn't even speak on the phone, although we were just communicating hello on Instagram, an Instagram story. I didn't push for her information. She said, you know what? Let's take this conversation to the email. Then when we took the conversation to the email, she said, so let's have a meeting. And so I said, okay, let's have a meeting. So even when I showed up inside of her inbox and IG, I showed up. I didn't just want to be another message that was read. I wanted to be a message that would stick. The big difference. Messages that stick. I'm watching. I see what's going on with her son. I like, I comment, I share. I post inside of, hey, I see that you're doing this, and that. And I lend my voice to be known, to be seen, to be heard, but also showing up, even in a small IG message. We took the conversation off of IG, took it into the email. And after the email, she said, listen, let's meet up. And I said, okay, no problem. Let's meet up. She picks a time that is completely inconvenient for me. Seriously. My kids get out at 3. She wants to meet at 4. She wants to meet at 4 in the city. I'm like, how's this going to work? Right? I get all the babies. They teenagers, but I get except my 8-year-old. I get all the babies at that time. I get them settled in, and then I do what I have to do and move on with my life. But it is a whole production between 2:30 and 3:30. It's like Lucinda is out of this world, right? At that time. So she wants to meet up at 4:00. So I'm like, okay. So another thing in terms of showing up, when we ask God to open up a door, it may not be a door that is convenient for you at the time, but it may be a door that is going to force you to readjust, recalibrate, and resituate yourself out of the comfort of your normal and scheduled program for the day. And so I said, okay, either I can email her back and say, choose another time because it's not convenient for me, right? Me knowing that. Hey, is this date available? Or either I adjust my schedule, knowing that if I adjust my schedule for this moment to attend this meeting and I show up at this meeting, that can adjust my whole situation and my whole life, potentially take me to another level. So sometimes we have to look at the inconvenience of the request and say, you know what, I am going to make it happen regardless. I showed up. And guess what? Here's the thing. So I'm adjusting, and it's going to take me about an hour to get from where I'm at to where she is. And I have to readjust to make plans for the babies to get picked up, to attend the meeting. And guess what? The meeting is only 20 minutes. So here's the deal. How many of you are willing to make the sacrifice for taking 2-3 hours out of your time for something, for a moment of just showing up and giving your all? So I show up. Boom, I attend the meeting. Things are great. Things are fine. We talk, we discuss. She starts opening up doors. not at the meeting, but the effort of the meeting showed her that I was serious about showing up. It's not the show up of Lucinda just online. It's not about showing up because my name is on the program and the agenda. It's about showing up when you're not on the agenda, but you create yourself and put yourself on the agenda. Hello, somebody. So I had to make this was a priority to me. This was a priority to me, but it was an inconvenient priority. Let me tell you, this is all on you. Make that next sacrifice. And when you make that sacrifice, see, what resentment comes when you make the sacrifice, but you are not focused enough on the showing up part. So when you make the sacrifice, it requires you to show up even more because of the sacrifice. But when you don't do that, you resent that you feel like you have wasted time, money, and attention. The only reason why you feel like you wasted time, money, and attention is because you didn't show up and seize the moment. Or whether there was an opportunity or not. Are you willing to show up when there is an opportunity or not? How about when the opportunity is a question mark? How about you don't know what could possibly come out of this and you're just showing up just to show up, but it's all about you sacrificing your time and your comfortability. And so in doing so, and sitting down and having a conversation for those 15, 20 minutes, right? I think we had enough time to drink some tea. That's how much time we had before her next meeting. And so when we sat there and we finished talking, I was blown away. I shut up and I listened. Sometimes we got to show up and listen. When you're even in your show up, it's not about showing up, being loud and making sure you got to meet everybody in the room and pass your cards to all 120 people in the room. No, it's showing up intently. It's showing up intently, even if it requires you to listen and then speak versus speak and then miss out, right? And so it was about me showing up intently and listening. I'm here. I want to seize these 20 minutes that I have of her time. She called for this meeting for a face-to-face. I don't even like doing face-to-face meetings because everything is virtual nowadays. And the way my life is set up with kids, children, and everything else, it's better for me to do everything virtual unless I have to be out. Plus, I'm an introvert and I love my space. So the meeting for the meeting is not for me. Y'all know that. But this woman, through one or two emails, have superseded and knocked down so many doors that I thought were closed or I didn't have access to, and got me right to decision makers. Not only that, her endorsement was everything in the conversations that she had with these leaders that I'm looking to connect with. And she did it because she listened to what I had to say, but she watched things that I've done. She was able to pitch me better than I could pitch myself. And so the point of this message is understanding that it's all on you. It's all on you. No one, I didn't have anyone there advocating for me for the meeting to tell her. No, it was up to me to establish this relationship. It was up to me to stay in contact and communication with her. It was up to me to reply and respond to her IG messages when she responded. It was up to me to say, you know what, whatever you got going on right now, stop, drop, and roll. Get your butt down there, hour and change or not, and sit there and just show up. And so my point to you is it's time for you to look at your next sacrifice. If it is not a sacrifice for you, well, if you're not willing to make the sacrifice, then you just may be missing out on having about 10 mountains of yours knocked down. 10 mountains. So your access door, sometimes we think that the access door is open through one person when it can be open through the other side. We can't just have this tunnel vision that this person is going to open up the door for me and lay out the red carpet and give me the access that I need. When it's the person that's unassuming, least expected, at an unexpected time, in an inconvenient moment, that breaks down the mountains and the walls and gives you the access and the open door that you need. And not only an access and an open door, she literally put a seat at the table for me, and I'm not even there yet. So we cannot discount the power that we carry in showing up. It is all on you. This next move is all on you. How you show up, how you communicate, how you stay focused, how you reach out, how you ask questions, how you listen intently, how you sign up. And so it's one thing, you could sign up for all the programs in the world, but how are you showing up to take the information and use it and apply it in your life? How are you showing up to take this connection and take it beyond a business card and really develop a relationship with no agenda for the agenda? Some of y'all will get that later. To get the card, to meet the person and communicate and establish a relationship with no agenda for the agenda. So I'm here to tell you, it's all about being free. And entrepreneurship didn't give me freedom in the sense of the word of, oh, this is my free time. It actually added on hours and a level of stress. But it also allowed me in the sense of the word of freedom, allowed me the freedom to break down some things spiritually within me so that I can be a better person, so that I can be a better leader, a better teacher, a better wife, a better mom. So those are the things that entrepreneurship has afforded me. But I'm here to tell you, it is all on you, baby. It's all on you. This has nothing to do with your mentors, your coaches, your leaders, the last event, the last workshop, the boot camp. It has absolutely nothing to do with your editor, your publicist. This is about you. We cannot allow and expect other people to carry our success. This is on you. When the baby is in your womb, there is nothing that anybody else can do to help you carry this baby. They can help you get more comfortable. They can help you identify certain things. They can help you recognize, but when that baby is inside of you, it is no way to take that baby out of the uterus and place it out on the table and say, here, you carry it, help this grow. No, you are carrying this thing. It is all on you. It is all on you. And you need to celebrate that. So release any unforgiveness, release any thoughts that you've had about other people not showing up in your life the way that you thought they should, not supporting you the way you thought they should, not promoting you the way you thought they should. They should not be doing anything. Their should has absolutely nothing to do with your success. Point blank, period. There you go. Boom. Their should has nothing to do with your success. Let it go. Smile and wave. They're still your friends. They're still cool. Their should of what they should have did, could have did, and would have did because they have access to. How about that's not the way that God wanted to roll out? And so, in saying that, it's all on you. I want to see how you show up in this season for yourself. How do you show? I guarantee you, if you just take my word on it, I want to see how you show up for yourself. This I guarantee you. If you show up and you give your all and show up for yourself the way that you need to, plus more, making the sacrifices that don't make sense, I guarantee you somebody is watching and waiting. And they have the keys. They like the key master. They have the keys. Where's my keys? I need keys for this one. They have the keys. And they have access. And the minute they start seeing you show up for yourself, there's people that you don't even know that's not even part of your friend list. This person that I met with is not even a friend of mine on LinkedIn, on Facebook, she ain't subscribed to my YouTube. She's not a part of my list. But for some reason, God gave her keys that can open up the door when I decided to show up for myself and excuse my inconvenience and frustration of what I feel like I should not have to do in order to win. So I guarantee you, if you show up the way you need to show up, the unassuming individual who's carrying a little bit of favor is going to knock on your door, is going to come into your inbox, is going to message you. So stay aware, stay woke. When you make a declaration right now, you know what? I am showing up for myself like never before. I am showing up like never before. I am showing up like never before. I am giving it my all. The minute you make that declaration and you follow it with some actions and you're not leaving it on the table for other people to pick up your slack or your success and figure it out for you, I guarantee you, I could put everything on it. I guarantee you, if activate is not activate, that somebody is going to reach out to you and open up that door and say, oh, you want the key? Oh, okay, no problem. Oh, this is what you've been trying, because it shows a level of clarity. So get consistent with this thing. Showing up means you have to be consistent. What are you consistent with? Not wishy-washy, not flaky. What are you consistent with? You need to be consistent with showing up for yourself. And that doesn't mean that you're investing in everybody and their mama, but that means that you are investing in yourself, but you are giving yourself the responsibility to show up every time you invest your time, your money, your attention, your intellectual capital, your one-on-one. Yes? Okay. All right. So it's time for you. It's all on you. This had nothing to do with nobody else. Yep. It's had absolutely nothing to do with anybody else. I don't care if you paid them to do it or not paid them to do it. This is all on you. And at some point, you have to take responsibility for what you're carrying. You have to take responsibility. Please show up. Somebody is watching, somebody is waiting, and somebody is they have their pen in their hand. They literally got their finger on the send button. God will arrest them specifically for you because you're showing up. God will arrest their mind, their day, and their time. God arrested her for 20 minutes to sit down with me. But I truly believe God wanted to see if I would show up. Because am I going to show up for her? And her name is not Oprah Winfrey. You know, some of us only show up like that if it's a big name. Are you willing to show up for the unassuming, unpredictable? Are you willing to show up for that? And I had to ask myself and check myself. If Oprah told you to meet her downtown, you would let your babies walk home from school. you would sit there and communicate. You would figure it out. Listen, you would make them miss the whole day. Y'all stay home. Y'all gonna go with daddy and sit in the shop. So why shouldn't I come in and show up with the same type of energy for this woman that I would if it was a household name? So come on now. We got to show up for others as if it was that major opportunity. Why? Because it is that major opportunity. It doesn't have to be a big name calling. Majority of the time, it's not a big name calling. Sorry to bust your bubble. A majority of the time, it's not a big name that's going to call you up and help you secure the bag. It's not going to be that big name. It's not going to be that celebrity that you were so thirsty to take a photo with. Nope, not at all. Not at all. It's not that one. It's not the one that you was fiending to do itself. Nope, not that one at all. I had people play me Or they do it all the time, unassuming. Oh, I didn't know. You didn't care to figure out who I was and how I can be of support or how we could support each other until they read my bio. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, I get real stink like that. Because my thing is I come humble. I come humble and I come ready. And so do you. So you don't have to worry. When you show up, you don't have to worry about anybody dismissing you. You're like, I'm just here. And I'm going to show up. Yes? All right. So take this. Share this message out.